sceptical about the claim, these pictures were to prove it was true. For several years at the turn of the century, dozens of groups in Europe and America had been trying to get a flying machine to work. But defying gravity wasn't proving easy. Nevertheless, Wilbur and Orville Wright, after a long period of trial and error, found a formula that seemed to work. The problem they and everyone else had faced was how to generate enough power to get the machine off the ground and to keep it going once it was up in a stable and steady flight. The Wrights had developed a lightweight 25 horsepower engine which provided a much higher power to weight ratio than anything that had gone before. With this and a little help on the launch site from a heavy lead weight, they were airborne and away. This dramatically successful series of flights was the result of several years of secret work by the Wrights, using models in a wind tunnel near their home. Only the most far-sighted and enthusiastic believed at the time that what the brothers were doing would have any lasting significance. But what they just witnessed was the start of a transport revolution. From now on, the world was to become in many ways a much smaller place.
For 20 years, Chris was homeless, a drug addict, a prostitute, and a thief.
My overwhelming memory is of suffering, of abuse.
But picture this.
Chris Wilkinson Kitch, BA Honours degree.
The chance to live again. Raising Lazarus, tomorrow at 8 on BBC2.
I believe you know Sir Bernard Ingham, former press secretary to the Iron Lady. Sources tell us that he and certain accomplices are planning a major political coup. Meet Sarah Baxter, up-and-coming political journalist. Don't be fooled by her pretty face. She's as tough and uncompromising as they come. And then, of course, there's Ross, Mr. Nicholas David, a wolf in sheep's clothing if ever there was one. Since we can't silence them, that leaves us with only one option, Prime Minister. As of this Wednesday, we're just going to have to watch BBC2 morning, noon and night. With 3 new political discussion programmes, they've got Westminster completely covered. May I suggest you stay glued to your set?
A tense time with little news from the hospital. Albert Square watches and waits on BBC One shortly. Here on BBC Two, Horizon looks back to what many believed was the most important scientific discovery of the century.